Alright, so what's up everyone? Today we're going to do a video for Lucid. It's been a long time. You guys can see probably about April the 11th. We did a price prediction looking for Lucid to go higher, and it hit our ultimate TP price on the 20th of May. So about a month into this prediction, the market hit our price target, 19.2% there. So let's get rid of it. And now we're going to try to talk about Lucid, what's going to happen next. Alright, so welcome to the channel. Hit that like, share, and subscribe for more of my videos and content if you appreciate it. Now, let's break this down, because this game isn't really complicated, even though so many people try to tell you or show you technical analysis and technical indicators and try to speak in jargon. To pretty much it needs to be plain. It doesn't require all of that information when you have a market. Like, just imagine if you went to the store and you was looking to purchase some clothes, some outfits, and you had to go and do technical analysis, and you had to go figure out patterns and shapes and try to figure out what is the astrological sign of the market right now. Every time you went out just to buy an outfit. This is the same situation. Just imagine you're going out to the store and you're trying to buy Lucid on the low, on the cheap. You're trying to figure out, do I need to buy it right now or should I wait? Because the chart right here is that store. It's the market. It tells us where people are positioned, where people were greedy, and where people were fearful. And if we're able to distinguish and discern what these price bars and volume represent, then we have a higher probability of being on the right side of when we purchase and sell these instruments. So let's talk about it right now. So back in April, we went ahead and created this sell pocket right here in Lucid, right? And then the market obeyed that sell pocket for a couple of days. Price couldn't trade above that pocket. But then eventually the buyers broke through that pocket and eliminated all of those sellers, right? And then you see the next sell pocket that we created in Lucid, and it impacted the buyers. And then price in Lucid came all the way back down. Now, here we are today. You can see that those buyers got rid of those sellers in this pocket, and now they're bumping their heads on this next pocket. Isn't that crazy? If you just pay attention to the footprints, the tracks that are being laid down on a chart, you'll know a good idea when to get in and when to get out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of this buy pocket down here in Lucid, because the market ultimately came all the way back down to this $2 buy pocket. All right, so now this area is still plaguing the buyers. So we're going to continue to go forward and say that this is a valid sell pocket. So even if we're looking for price to go up in Lucid, this will be a target for you to move to and say, all right, cool, I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and take some off the table here, because apparently the sellers want price more in that range. Now, let's look at this area right here, because you can see on the daily chart, there is a gap. So we need to break this down to see if there's any areas that will give us either a buy or sell pocket in Lucid. Okay, so that's the 30-minute chart. Look at this on 5. Okay, so you can see that immediately the market shot up on one 5-minute bar. Let's see if we can get something on the 1 minute. Even here on the 1 minute chart, the market here in Lucid completely ran up at 7:30 in the morning. Okay, so this area right here is going to be crucial for the buyers to hold. So we're going to mark this area as a buy pocket. Okay, now the reason why this area is so important is because there hasn't been any close of price on this 1 minute bar. The market opened and closed there. And that's why you can see, as I zoom out and bring the chart over, price has been maintained here on the low and the close. See that? So let me bring this over like to the 5 minute, give you a better idea. So the market has really obeyed this area of buying. Okay. Outside of this area of buying, this buy pocket, you can look for Lucid to come all the way back down to like $2.25. So yeah, we need to see the market hold this area. Okay, so maybe let me bring this down a little bit more. So let's get rid of that one and we'll add this. Okay, so look at this on the 3. All right, so you can see that currently market is in a downtrend. The buyers haven't shown us yet that they really want control of price. Not on the hourly chart, not on the 3 hours. Here it is on the 5-hour chart. These bars right here is giving me concern if I was a buyer. This one and that one. Okay. I'm really paying attention if I'm a buyer to see whether or not these sellers are going to impact the market move to the upside. Now this is a good bar for buyers though. Okay, that's a good bar. Now that means that the demand in the market for Lucid is coming in right here around $2.68 to 70 cents. That's where they're at. So we might see the market come back down and test that pocket before we see another resumption of higher prices. But this is the only positive buyer's bar that I see. I don't see any other bars that would substantiate that this stock is still bullish. Here it is on the 11-hour. Okay. Here it is on the 330-minute chart and the 90. So let's hit this back on the daily chart. And you can see that's where the buyers are. Outside of that area, this is the next point. Okay. Now, earnings is due to be released for Lucid on August the 5th, which is next week. Expect some volatility to occur. That could be the reason why this gap has been created in the market in Lucid. So the potential is still there for price to try to run up to this sell pocket again, leading up to the earnings. And then that's when you'll see a reaction, whether a breakdown or a breakout for this stock. So I would tell you this, as we lead into earnings and you see this market in Lucid acting like it doesn't want to collapse and go down, it's going to try to break out either before or after earnings is released. Now, what we have currently makes me think that the market may try to get ahead of this earnings release and trying to sell out their positions before that news happens. Because a lot of times, let's not get it twisted. There's people right now today that knows how the market in Lucid is going to react when earnings is released. That is why they're trying to get ahead of the herd. That's why this market could have gapped because of that reason alone. Somebody knows that when earnings is released for Lucid, the reaction is not going to be good. So they're like, cool, let me get rid of my positions now in Lucid before everyone else. And then let me at least grab profit before the earnings is released because I know the news is going to be negative. All right. So what we're going to do is play the market move to the downside in Lucid as of this moment. Now, if I see, I'm telling you this right now, if I see this market being very restrictive and not letting price move lower, like it's having a hard time going down, then that tells you something. It tells you that the buyers are still demanding Lucid at that price. So this area is going to be important to see price hold. So that's going to be our first target. Either at the high of that pocket, which is $2.76, or at the low, which will garner around 6% profit. Outside of that, let's run it all the way down to the highs of these bars, which is around 18.5% move to the downside right there. Okay. So I'm watching to see how price trades within this buy pocket here and this sell pocket. Okay. If I see one or two things, the first thing, if I see price in Lucid continually hit this buy pocket and is not going down, then that's telling me I might need to go ahead and play the market move to the upside. Or if I see the market in Lucid making higher lows, then I might need to go ahead and play this move to the upside. That's it. Okay. But until I see that, we're going to anticipate that the market has higher probability, at least continuing to vote for the sellers outside of this market holding that buy pocket right there. All right, so that's it. I am done. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you maintain profit. And as always, trade different.